sure. That's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Oh, that's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. Oh, for sure, 'cause I tell you that's what friends are for. For good times and for bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Yeah. Only for sure. I don't need for sure. I don't need for sure. That's what friends are for.
Unforgettable, that's what you are.
Unforgettable, though near or far.
Like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more
Unforgettable in every way.
and forevermore.
And forevermore.
That's how you'll stay.
That's how you'll stay.
That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Someone been more. Unforgettable in every way. And forevermore. That's how you'll stay.
That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible about someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. For all we know, we may never meet again. Before you go, make this moment sweet again. We won't say good night until the last minute. I'll hold out my hand, and my heart will be in it. For all we know, this may only be a dream. We come and we go like the ripples of a stream. So love me tonight. Tomorrow was made for some. Tomorrow may never come. For all we know,
Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to bring my sound down just a little bit because I don't want to deafen you. So can you bring that down a bit? Thank you. Before we get started, I'm going to ask that you silence your cell phones, please, or put them on airplane mode or whatever mode works best for you. And I also want to take just a quick moment to send out some gratitude to an army of volunteers from this spiritual center who have worked very hard and very lovingly to make this a really glorious tribute to our beloved Lady Gloria. And I know a lot of family and friends have done the same. So just know that gratitude is with you. Can you bring that down? Just thank you. I'm Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle, and I welcome you to Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. This is Lady Gloria's spiritual community. I have the sacred honor of facilitating this celebration of life for our beloved Lady Gloria today. I'm going to do what we call a spiritual mind treatment, which is a fancy name for affirmative prayer, so I will begin with that. If it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes, do so. Otherwise, perhaps a soft gaze at the candle flame or anywhere in the room that makes you comfortable. And so we take a deep breath in and release the breath. And I invite you to just continue breathing in deeply and exhaling fully in the divine flow and circulation that is the inspiration, the in-breath of Spirit. And I know and declare right here and right now, I'm recognizing that God is all there is, the creator and the sustainer of all that exists in the cosmos. There is one life, that life is God, that life is my life now. It is all of life. I know that God is the source and sustenance of all things good, peace and love and harmony, power and presence, wholeness, love, blessings of every kind. And I know that I am created in the likeness and image of God, endowed with all the qualities and attributes of God. And as I know this to be the truth for me, I know it is the truth for every being. And so I speak my word right here and right now, realizing the truth that each one of us is a divine being, an expression of the one Spirit. Out of the one come the many, and yet the many remain one. And we are here together today in oneness, having been blessed by the life of Lady Gloria. We know that she came to this earthly life, and she knew exactly who she was and what she was called to be and to do in this world, and she gave it her all. And I know that she is a shining example of what is possible for every single one of us, to know that we have been blessed by God and to become the blessing in this world. And so we come together in love and appreciation of Lady Gloria. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for knowing the truth that each one of us has been blessed with all the goodness we can stand, and that we become the blessing of goodness in this world as we allow ourselves to express fully. I give thanks for knowing this truth for each of us and all of us. I give thanks that each of us takes on that truth and we live that truth in our lives in every moment, in all that we are, think, say, and do. And so I now release this prayer knowing that it is its own answer. I release this prayer into the law that unfolds and makes it so. I let go, I let God, and I let it be so right here and right now. And so it is. Amen.
So it is.
We're here to honor and celebrate the life of Lady Gloria Howard Free, to grieve our own loss and to release her from the bonds of earth with love and light and music. There'll be time for sharing stories and memories of Lady Gloria, because we're all here united by Lady Gloria's spirit and our shared love for her. All of our lives have been touched by her, and so we are all welcome here today. I invite you to grieve honestly and openly, for what we mourn is our own loss of Gloria, but she is not lost. She's on her journey home. In the ancient Aramaic language of Jesus, the words extinguish or death simply mean to be present elsewhere, and I know that she is present elsewhere. The grief we experience is unique to the loved one departed. Expressing and sharing our memories and our grief is both a testimony to our love for her, and it is the beginning of our own healing. Grief, like the ocean, comes in waves, only to recede and come yet again, and with it comes healing. Memories wash ashore and are bathed and warmed by the radiance of Lady Gloria's spirit. Embrace those memories and let them fill the seeming emptiness until you realize the emptiness is filled with the loving, living spirit of Lady Gloria in our hearts. Life is immortal and love is eternal. In your program is a remembrance of Lady Gloria's life. It's called The Dash, between her birth, June 17th, 1933, and her release from this earthly plane, February 24th, 2025. And I want to highlight just a few things from that remembrance. Gloria's proudest accomplishment is being the founder of the Asheville Goombay Festival, which celebrates African culture through art, music, food, and spirit. She was the wisdom keeper speaker for African Americans from 1995 through 1998 at the Unity and Diversity celebrations in the Asheville City County Plaza. Gloria was on the board of City Seeds that created the nation's first edible park, and she proposed its name, Dr. George Washington Carver Edible Park. She was so beloved by the West End Clingman Avenue neighborhood that they're naming Asheville's first affordable housing apartments in her honor, Lady Gloria Ridge Community. Lady Gloria was a positive, passionate, beloved, and respected community leader. She was deeply spiritual, a thinker, a friend, a woman of action, a giver, a wisdom keeper, a lover of life. And she was and is and ever will be a cosmic Wonder Woman. And I am certain that she is already organizing and transforming whatever realm she is in right now. Sherry found some scriptural passages that were meaningful to Lady Gloria, and she asked me to share them along with a metaphysical interpretation from our teaching, a teaching that Gloria practiced. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, Matthew 3:2. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, Luke 12:32. Behold, the kingdom of heaven is within you, Luke 17:21. From our interpretation, it simply means that the kingdom is here now, it is fully present, and it has been given us by God. And we find it within and all around us. It is our very being. And recognizing that the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven, is within us simply means that we have awakened and remembered the truth. We are experiencing the kingdom now, if we so choose. We are the kingdom, perfect, complete, whole, free, and infinite. From John 1:9, Christ in you is the true light which enlightens every man coming into the world. We all partake of the Christ nature, which is the light that lives in all beings, and it enlightens and empowers us. The Christ is not a name or a personage. The Christ nature is a principle and a presence of awakened consciousness that is within each of us and it is available to be experienced and expressed by us, through us, as us. And from Matthew 14 through 16, you are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before the Father which is in heaven. As we keep our thoughts and our vision focused on Father, Mother, God, Spirit, we raise our consciousness and the consciousness of the whole planet. And we embrace and embody the Christ nature, the awakened consciousness, and we radiate divine light from within. This light expresses through us as wisdom, understanding, love, compassion, and infinite and eternal life.
When I was asked to pick a song for Lady Gloria, it was obvious for me to sing this one. And we are definitely going to miss her presence in this room. That is for sure. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light. I open my heart, even in the dark. The light of my God always shines bright, even in the night. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. I open my heart this miracle day. The love of my God gives me it all the good I can take. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your
This is a time for you to share, those of you who feel moved, to share a poem, a prayer, a story. And what I'll ask that you do is come up to this microphone right up here And if you're short, you're going to pull it down. If you're tall, you're going to pull it up. And here's the watchword. You pretend it's an ice cream cone you're about to lick. And that will get you the best sound in the world, and we'll all hear your stories, okay? So as you feel moved, please come up and share. And know also that there will be plenty of time for sharing some more stories and things in the social hall and in the Pisgah Forest Hall after the celebration. So go ahead, anyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is that's my auntie. My name is Jason Inman. For those who don't know me, my name is Jason Inman. For those who don't know me, Miss Gloria Free was my great aunt. She taught me how to take over a room, in a sense. I was in debutantes and botillions as a kid, and she taught me how to speak to the crowd, address myself, don't look at the paper, memorize it. And she was a drill sergeant. She meant what she said, and I thank her to this day because I am not afraid to go in any room and let people know who I am and address issues. Thank you, Auntie. We love you. That's all.
Hi, I'm Marnie. When I turned 50, Gloria, the storyteller, we were outside and it was a huge circle of people. I can hear it and I think you guys can hear me. Okay, thank you. Is it, the live stream? Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Gloria was the storyteller. And she insisted, and I'm like, okay. She got up and got to the center of the circle, as Jason alluded to, and she did the whole story by heart on the day you were born. I don't know whether she shared that with you, but Gloria knew how to do that. So I had told Sherry I was going to bring this, but I wasn't planning to say anything, but I do know I'm supposed to do this. Gloria was the ambassador for my book. It's a book for all ages that's one sentence per page. And it goes like this. Once, and it can be for you, maybe Gloria is sharing this with you. Once upon a time, when the gate of birth opened, and you came borning in to our planet Earth, you brought with you, inside of you, a picture of the entire universe. Amazing. So the entire universe comes with you as an essence within you. And the entire universe, as an essence within you, takes in all you experience throughout your life and brings it together within itself. Amazing. Yes, inside of you, there is a special place where your heart is floating. And that special place holds all you take with you on your journey of soul and spirit. Amazing. And as you live your life through all your adventures and challenges, you are actually giving back to the universe all of who you are and what you do. So when you are surprised by a butterfly or follow a bee or climb a tree, your feelings and findings are your gifts to the universe. And because only you are you, there will be aha moments that only you can experience in your own way. And each aha becomes a gift to the entire universe. Amazing. Have you ever wondered how you fit in with all that is? The universe may seem very huge with its stars and planets and galaxies. You, though, are in the midst of it all. You are at the very center of the universe from where you stand. And inside of you is the heart of all there is, great and small. So I'm going to fast forward because it's a little bit more. But as you're getting ready to leave, for the substance of the entire universe is there, held within you. It came from the universe and was gathered up into that special place within you as an essence in your heart. And now it begins to return, to go back home into the universe once more. Amazing.
Hey, babe. Good afternoon. For those that don't know me, Gloria and Budgie's mom was my dad's sister. We're first cousins, I'll put it that way. We're related. This is very, very hard because it's just hard. Our families are really, really close, extremely close. And I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight to show their love. We refer to as GAN in the family, so, and Lady Free is family. The other night, shortly after GAN transitioned, we were at the house with Sherry, Budgie, some other folk, and trying to comfort one another to help get through this hard time. You know, until, we talked about this, until you've set where you're setting, you can't explain. Folk that have never experienced that don't understand what happens when you're burying your mom or your last sister. Until you've experienced that loss, it's something that's going to be ripped out of you. And as I told Sherry that night, you let them tears flow, baby. You let those tears flow. Budgie, you let those tears flow, baby. Let them flow. To me, tears are part of the healing process that we go through when we lose a loved one. Those tears, tonight, baby, you're going to shed some tears. Those tears are going to come from, you don't even know where they come from, they're going to be there. For Budgie and you. But don't restrain them, let them go. Your shoulders ain't big enough to carry that load. You have to let them flow. But I tell you this, somewhere, sometime down the road, those tears are going to flow. They're going to flow. They're going to flow. That's part of it. But eventually, there'll be a smile on your face. Those tears will be accompanied by a smile. It'll be a little smile, but later on, the smile is going to come more so than the tears. That's a part of the healing process that we go through. I think so much about GAN. When my mom died back in the late 90s, GAN helped me through that process. The day of the funeral, she did a dance at my mom's funeral. When we were getting ready to close the casket, I remember Mr. Ray did my mom's services also. And I couldn't stand the idea of my mom being in that casket cold. So I asked, can I put a blanket on my mama? And after we did that, GAN came up and she said, Forrest, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I was thinking about Aunt Ellen and I have this pin. Is it okay if I put this on her lapel? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, the pen says it's women to match our mountains. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. To you, babe, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for a while. But you're going to make it. You got your support. You got family. And again, thank you, family. Thank you for all these my little cousins in here. I call them little cousins, but all these nephews and nieces and things of that nature. I remember going to Klingman Avenue to Big Mama's house when I was the age of these little babies. Remember her cakes. Remember her cats. There's so much we remember. It's going to be a hard time. I'm going to just turn to you, Budgie. Baby, me and you are in the same place. I have no brothers. I have no sisters. They're all gone. Just like you just lost your last sister. But you're going to be all right. I love you too, honey. This lady's just like a sister to me. It's going to be tough, but we love you. We love your family. Thanks, everybody, for coming. And it's just, there's so much I could say. I just want to say one thing. This picture on that picture was taken, if I remember right, but just telling me at her birthday party at Mount Pisgah where we were last year. And I'm going to tell you about how people were drawn to her. After we had finished eating and after we were coming out trying to get to our cars, because of this lady, it was 45 minutes before we got to our car. Because everybody in that restaurant was drawn to her. When we got on the observation deck, looking out over the mountains, people from out of state would talk to her, would come up to her. And we just stood back and said, I guess we just stand here and hush. Because just like you say, young man, yeah, you hit the nail 100%, 100%. So I just had to say those words. Thank you. This one, Sherry, thank you. The other night, you were going through such a hard time, wondering if you'd done everything that you needed to do for your mom. You rest assured, you went beyond what a lot of folk would have done for their mom. I want you to know that. Okay. We as the family, we appreciate. I hate using the word sacrifice. I don't think we sacrifice when we take care of our parents, but there's sacrifice in there because there's things that you didn't do for yourself. Thank you for doing those things for your mom. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
I guess I'm the short one. My name is James Duncan. I'm here to represent the class of 1961, of which Gloria was my homeroom teacher.
All right.
And later on in the years, I come to be with her again as a member of the Stevens Lee alumni, of which she served along with myself. And I tell you, Gloria met no strangers. And she was one of the happiest persons that I've known. She always had a smile on her face. And my thoughts and prayers are to you, Sherry, and your brother, and your family.
I'm not quite as short. No offense, brother. Where'd you go? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony Thomas, and I am the board chair at the YMI Cultural Center. I wanted to echo one of the lines in the young lady's book. Miss Lady Free had a way of making you feel like you were the center of the universe. I always enjoyed, although they weren't frequent, I always enjoyed bumping into Lady Free on the block. No matter what I had going on in my life, it was always a pleasure, and I really enjoyed the time that she and I would spend just talking. No matter what kind of day that was, she would tell you that you had superpowers and that you needed to keep moving on. And as of late, as some of you may or may not know, the YMI just went through a 3.5-year, $6.7 million renovation. And the last conversation that Lady Free and Sherry and I had was me having to break to her us not being able to have Goombay in 2023. Right? I remember that conversation vividly, only because she spanked my tail pretty good in the most diplomatic way that she knew how. And unfortunately, it was just due to where we were in the renovation and such. But on that afternoon, I made a promise to Lady Free that we would have Goombay that following year, which was 2024, this year. And so, with all of the things going on with the renovation of a 132-year-old building, change order after change order, all that sat in my mind is we've got to get this project done, because I told Lady Free that we were having Goombay for 2024. So pushing on the general contractor to get that done. As you all know, we've got to September, and we had Helene come. And even, so if you remember, on that Wednesday and that Thursday, it poured torrentially. Before the storm even hit, it poured torrentially. And as we watched the weather and decided what we were going to do, I was adamant, because I had told Lady Free that we were going to have Goombay, that we would get through Friday and let the rain pass, and we would still have Goombay on Saturday. Unfortunately, you all know, by the time Saturday hit here, it was a bigger mess than we all anticipated. But what I'm here to say is, as long as I'm sitting on the board and as board chair, Goombay will be happening in 2025. If you haven't been by the building, please stop through. It is beautiful. It is the community's building, so you all are welcome. And so I brought something for you, Sherry. So this was the Goombay bag for 2024. For 2024, that didn't happen, but here's a Goombay bag here. There are Goombay cups in here, Goombay t-shirts. And so while we did not get to actually officially have a Goombay 2024, we wanted you to have these. And we send our heartfelt condolences. I loved your mom. I think you sat on many of our conversations. She will definitely be missed.
I'm medium height. What an honor to be a part of Lady Gloria's journey in life.
Yes, Gloria was an instructor at Stevens Lee High School, but she wasn't one of my instructors. However, in 1983, the AKA sorority were producing programs for African American young girls called Beyond Black and Beautiful. Gloria was a part of that, and somehow someone found me and asked me to do a workshop, and I did. That's when I reconnected, really re-engaged, knowing Miss Gloria. That was in '83. That's 42 years later. 42 years. It's a lifetime. Excuse me. She became my boo, my girlfriend, my sister, my all in all, my mentor. And I realized I want to be just like her when I grow up. Outrageous, off the chart, authentic, awesome, believable. She could touch you in ways you didn't know you could be touched. I'll go visit her sometimes, she and Sherry, and as soon as I get in and sit down, she would ask me a question. Okay, Wonder Woman, you call Essence Magazine yet? Every time. She saw in me what I didn't see or felt within her I could be. So if I was going to sum it up, and Gloria introduced me to this particular quote, the quote is by Buckminster Fuller, excuse me. And it goes like this, and this is something we all can take with us and think about. And it goes, if the success or the failure of this planet and of the human beings depended on how I am and what I do, how would I be? And what would I do? When we show up, we're bringing something to the table. Every one of us, magnificent. Every one of us, we are magnificent. Gloria knew it. Even if we didn't, she knew. And she constantly had the joy and the pleasure, I'm sure, of reminding us the divineness of who each of us are. I thank you all for showing up today to celebrate her. And I want to ask Sherry, when we went to the mountain to celebrate your mother's birthday, she had the chance to, I had the honor to drive her. And I was playing this song in my car called What Your Name Is. This sister danced and popped her fingers and sing along, and she's an English instructor. What your name is? She loved it. So can I play that later? Okay.
Good morning, cosmic people. I'm very upset today because after reading the program, I realized I'm not the only person that she called Wonder Man. I'm coming to terms with that. But Lady Gloria was an inspiration. All of you know that. She had an incredible fashion sense. If you ever saw the crocheted flower that she sewed to the back of her jeans, you know what I'm talking about. She inspired and made everyone feel uplifted, and she was just a conversation starter. When I think of Lady Gloria, I think the first time I saw her, she said, "What is the name of your book?" And I thought, what an interesting thing to ask someone. And I'm just going to keep this very short because I am very upset. Not just the Wonder Man thing, but I love Gloria. And if someone asked me, what's the name of Gloria's book? I think it would be She Came, She Saw, She Conquered, because she did so much and inspired so many people. Just in her little place where she bloomed where she was planted. And what an amazing example that is for all of us to remember. And I think we all will. I can see the love in the room. And I know everyone will remember Lady Gloria for years to come.
I'm very moved by all the sharing. My name is Ariel. She came, she conquered all right, and she was the light. Just a brilliant light. My friend for 30 years. Moved me to my depths, even in this last time when I saw her in the hospital, I guess in November, December, anyhow. Even though her mind was waning, her spirit, her spiritual connections were so strong. I used to call her Frederick Douglass because I heard her speak to crowds and I witnessed her coalesce and gather people in a New York second on the streets of Asheville. She had a capacity to inspire, to see. One time when I was in the home, and Sherry, one of the foster children that you cared for, was there. And the child was afraid to go down the basement, and Gloria needed something down there. And so Gloria said to the child, say to yourself, I am the light. And I never forgot that, because we are the light. And the child went down the stairs. So I've written various tributes and said them publicly with her, to her, but I'm choosing one to share today. Gloria, radical sister, you dance in the stars, fleet free on the ground, bearing blessings abound, unbound. You've managed restrictions, moved through fears, honored your courage, your beauty, your tears. Teacher and seer, you share what you know. Free wisdom keeper, moving mountains through snow. Heading for glory on the golden ray. Love and freedom are your way. I love you, Gloria. You will always be within me.
Oops. Fatima, I don't know where you are, but it was Fatima that introduced me to Miss Gloria about 20 years ago. It was the Buckminster Fuller event at UNCA. And I had to have those white doves. I had white doves for about 14 years and raised them and released them. And that was, I think, the first event I had done at UNCA. And after that, Gloria apparently went to the meeting for Goombay, and she insisted that those white doves be released at Goombay. So I did that for a number of years, and we made a huge, beautiful, big circle. And I want you all to know that I managed to conjure up some white birds. I don't even have them anymore. But this is how powerful Miss Gloria is. I called the fellow that I get the birds from, and I said, this lady started Goombay. She got those birds out there, and it is so meaningful to her. And he said, come and get some. So they will be outside after the service. But I also want to say just how special Gloria was to me. And when she was at the adult daycare, I took my therapy dog And I went there because I wanted to see her. And I would go in and visit weekly, and I had the opportunity to see her for the last time in the hospital. And I think my last thought as I turned around and I left that room in the hospital was, there's something about purple and Gloria. And then on my phone, I have that beautiful picture, if I can do that with my fingers. I have that beautiful picture of her holding up, "I love you." She is in my heart. Her spirit lives. Thank you. And I hope you'll come out and enjoy watching the doves fly on her behalf.
Good afternoon. I'm Al Whitesides, a proud 1962 graduate of Stevens Lee High School. I was there when Mrs. Free started around the time. Unfortunately, I didn't take Spanish. I wish I had. I took French. But still, she was one of the ones who looked out after us. And today I'm here representing the Stevens Lee Alumni Association. Unfortunately, Rita Waters, our president, couldn't be with us today because one of her classmates' funeral is at this time. So she sent me as vice president. So I hope I can fill in. But Sherry, it's great seeing you again. And I can't express how we miss your mom. And I can give you many stories of Miss Free. As a matter of fact, I was chair of the board at the YMI when they started Goombay in 1982. And when she came to me with the idea, she told me what a good idea it was. But she also let me know that my wife was a member of the group. So what could I say? But when did we have it? But she was always like most of our teachers from Stevens Lee. They never forgot their students. That's right. And they never let us forget who they are, or they were. Because she would always, I would see her, she would give me encouragement in whatever I did. And that she was that way with all of us. And that's the one thing we'll miss. And two, I'm wearing another hat too today, and I'll leave this with you. As a Buncombe County Commissioner for the last 9 years, we have, and I'll give you the proclamation, I won't read it, but it's been recorded, a proclamation declaring today Mrs. Gloria Free Day. And it's signed by Amanda Edwards, our board chair, and all of the commissioners there. And I didn't realize that our former clerk and they were good friends. She had invited her over to her house for lunch, and she would always come in. They all knew her when I mentioned her name. But all I can say is we'll miss her. But as long as any student is here from Stevens Lee High School, she will always be right here with us. Because it's because of her that we're who we are today. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. My name is Mary Ellen Dawkins. Gann called me Budgie. She called me Wonder Woman. When is Ebony going to come and get you? When is Ebony going to come and take your picture? Oh, foot. Anyway, I've known her longer than any of you have. I've known her for 86 years, a month, and some weeks. Was it all pleasant? Lord, no. She didn't want that little sister. But God, in His beneficent goodness, saw fit to breathe into that relationship one of love, tolerance, forgiveness, a whole range of things I could tell you about that you don't need to know about. But I want to thank you for coming to pay homage to the lady that I knew as Gan. You see, if I didn't have children, the only person left in our family would be Forrest. And she would say, Butchie, I knew you were going to have lots of children. And I did. I have 9 children. I have 7 girls, 2 boys, about 24 grandchildren, about 22 great-grandchildren. I have some great-grandchildren. So as long as I live, and as long as they live, there'll be a strain of us here. Thank you for coming and sharing. Thank you, family. Thank you, family, for coming and sharing and paying homage to this lady. It's something. And I think not only of this day, but I think of days to come when the mind gets weary and tired, and you start to think, I remember when, I remember how, I remember what, and I remember again. Thank you for coming. See, when you get old, you get cold.
I'm kind of in between, too. My name is Eileen. My very best half is Sherry's brother. And I wanted to share something very special that I shared with Sherry this morning of how this Wonder Woman, cosmic woman, was chosen to be remembered today. You may or may not be aware that today, March 8th, is International Women's Day.
All right.
How more fitting could it be for all of us to extend our heartfelt remembrances of a woman who amplified womanhood, strength, dignity, and resilience. I just feel it all around me. It's not at all my desire to get up here and talk today. I shared that with Sherry this morning, and she asked me if I would say a few words. But on the morning that we learned of Miss Gloria's passing, I sent Sherry my immediate thoughts. The Asheville skies opened wide as a blackbird flew by, an escort for the mountain cosmic woman who touched so many lives. Take your rest, dear lady. Your time was well spent, transporting knowledge and history to those who sat at your feet. Now fly into these mountain skies, O Asheville's child. Rest with all the beauty of the land that you called home. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Wanda Hawthorne. I used to be the director of many community centers here in Asheville. I was last known to be also at the W.C. Reed Center. And I noticed that in the program, when I learned of Ms. Reed's passing earlier this week, that I wanted to be home. So I came home this morning from Charlotte. I actually live in Gastonia, and I wanted to be here to share. Ms. Freed was on our advisory board over at the W.C. Reed Center, one of the first W.C. Reed boards that was created. I actually met her also when she lived on Clayman, and I did an event at the Reed Center, and my grandmother and my Aunt Katie, I don't know if any of you all remember my Aunt Katie or not, she lived to be 100, but at any rate, Ms. Freed used to come over to the house and learned to find out that she went to school with my uncle and my grandmother, Harold Love and Lucille Hawthorne. It's my family. So we all, became connected. And Miss Free, and when we sang the song about the mountains this morning, I remember her saying to me about pronouncing the word mountain, being clear with that. And it resonates with me, and it's a word that I say free. I'm a mountain girl. That's what she'll say. You're a mountain girl. So I am just proud and honored to be here today to remember her and all the great things that she did in the community. She felt and made me feel like the sun rose and set in me. I actually had some mail that she sent to me. I was telling my son how creative she is. She just glued some flowers on a postcard and sent it to me frequently. And I would call and speak to her, and I feel some kind of way because I always promised that I was going to get there again to sit and have tea with her. And when I've learned of this happening this week, for her passing, I've learned it was very saddening to me. But I am honored to be here today and to remember her in the way that she has a huge impact on my life. I also learned that we went to Western Carolina. That's another thing we have in common, and we also are sorority sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So I'm proud to be here today and to be able to honor her. Sherry, thank you for everything that you've done. Amen.
My name is Margot McGeorge. I'm a member of this center, and I've known Lady Gloria for almost 20 years. And the thing that I will most remember about her is that every time I saw her, she would light up with a smile that made me feel like I was just the person she wanted to see right at that moment. And there I was. She just, when you had a conversation with her, she was focused on you and listening to what you were saying. She wasn't looking around the room to see who else was there. She wasn't rummaging in her purse. She was focused entirely on the person she spoke with. And that is so rare in this day and age, that a person really focuses their attention, because there are so many distractions around everywhere you go. And every single time I saw her, she would tell me she loved my hair, how white it is, and it's like, that always made me feel good. And I'm going to miss that smile. I'm going to miss her cosmic presence here, but she was truly one of a kind, and I feel very blessed to have known her. And I was in the process, I had just thought a few days before she passed, I need to write Lady Gloria a letter and tell her what she means to me. And unfortunately, I didn't get it written in time, but I know that she knows that I loved her, and I'm so glad to be here to celebrate her life, because she was truly one of a kind.
Good afternoon. We give all honor, praise, and glory to the universal Most High. Sherry, you know I'm for colors, and I would have been colorful, but I had an engagement before this, and I didn't get time to go put on my outfit, and I had trouble finding it, so I didn't want things to be over. On behalf of the community of Asheville, North Carolina, particularly on behalf of the class of 1969, we were graced with Sister Free's presence. We missed Mrs. Watt's presentation, and both of them were present at our latest class reunion. We praised her for being, and I gave the female equivalent, for being our griot, for being our spiritual historian, for taking the time to share her life and her love and communicating the history of our times in her words. I am proud to hear, and I will address Reverend Palmer, who has taken over the YMI Cultural Center, to see that she's honored at this year's Goombay. For all the work she's done, as I stated at an engagement that I left, spiritually we say, if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living will not have been in vain. And that's what it's all about. During the midst of all the confusion here late, I picked up a pen and I said, self. If we can get self out of the way, we might be all right. But self, it's not about self. So the continuation in the memoriam for Lady Gloria, we're thankful for her presence, and we vow to continue in the vein of her work. To Sherry and the family, God's peace.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Gino, and I am another of Lady Gloria's Wondermen, who is drawn in by her spirit and moved by her love. I would go to Sherry's house to pick up Lady Gloria to take her to her adult daycare at about 7 in the morning. I'd walk her down to the van, and I'd help her inside. Lady Gloria had trouble bending her knees, so I'd help move her legs and would be on our way. I'd play music, and she'd sing, and it was a pleasure to listen to her sing. But then she'd say something that made me realize she's not just attuned to music, she's attuned to people. Because she'd turn to me and say, quite often, I love your frequency, Wonder Man. And she said it in her funny way. She said, I love your frequency. And I'd say to her, Lady Gloria, I love your frequency too. And I notice now, in hearing everyone talk, that I can hear that frequency reverberating through the room. So, thank you. It was a pleasure to have known her and to still feel her even now. What a wonderful spirit, and what a beautiful soul. Thank you.
Hi, I did not expect to come and speak. Is that better? Oh, I did not expect to come and speak today, but just wanted to listen to everyone honor this incredible person. But the Spirit moved me. And I just saw her face saying, "Get up. You're awesome. Say something." And so when one of the pictures up here showed Lady Gloria standing on top of a mountain at a place that brought Lady Gloria and myself together, I thought, I need to say something. And I met her back in 2012 when I was kind of deep in the middle of starting an intentional community and a Rudolf Steiner-inspired school. And everyone around me at that time had all kinds of things to say about why this was a really bad idea. And Gloria came out, and I honestly don't even know how she found out, but Sherry brought her out. And I had this kind of cursory tour of the land that I would give, and then that mountaintop that was in the picture there, we would go up to that mountaintop, and I had kind of this little notebook that I kept reflections in of what would happen to people when they saw the mountaintop. And to this day, Gloria's response is number one, and it always will be. So as we ascended the peak, and all of y'all that know her can hear her saying this, she had tears streaming down her face, going, "Lord, have mercy." She was just looking at the beautiful landscape that you could see from this place, and it was moving her to tears. And when we finished, she stopped, and we were looking at the land below, and she turned to me and she said, "What are you creating here?" And I thought, gosh, at first I thought, that's obvious. I heard he said, we're doing a community and a school. And she goes, no. And she would not stop. She goes, "What are you creating here?" And none of my answers satisfied her. None of them. Until finally she took me by the shoulders and she looked me in the eyes and she said, "You are creating heaven on earth. And don't you let anybody tell you anything different." And I swear that her presence, and then her and Sherry, they bought some land in the intentional community. They never lived there. They dreamed about living there. Sherry would drive her out. She would come to community events. But I couldn't help but think that even though she didn't ever actually build a home there, that she's there. And the space that she held and the land that she purchased, she said, "I want to own a piece of heaven. That's why I'm buying this." And nothing is happening in that space that she owned. And it feels very important that it's set aside for a really specific and special purpose. And I just want you to know that your mother was a huge strength to me. And the teas and the dinners and the talks and the, "What are you doing? You're cosmic." Take you by the shoulders. "You're cosmic. Hug me." Best hugs. They carried me through so many difficult challenges. And I do intend to plant her favorite tree, whatever that is, right where you guys put your anchor down. And she will always be a part of the history of Sacred Mountain Sanctuary. Thank you so much. My name is Ilana. I'm hearing all these stories, and there are echoes in my life of experiencing Gloria. Big things, extreme things, some of the language. I too was a superwoman. Every time I saw her, she said, "Is this cosmic or what?" But I wanted to bring a touch of the mundane that I have not heard yet tonight, so I figured, I guess that's on me. The first event the first party that she invited me to was a Celebrate Kale party. So the idea was we were all to bring a dish that had some kale in it, and the whole party was about celebrating kale. And I've just never known anyone who had that kind of party. So I wanted you all to know that side of her as well.
I sure can do this without crying. My husband, William, and my girls have been family friends with Sherry, Lester, and Gloria for almost 40 years now. We vacation together, holidays together, weddings together, funerals together. I could talk if I could get through it. Everything everybody's saying is so amazing about Miss Gloria, and it's all true and then some. But I want to read you something that my daughter Kayla lives in England. And I want to read what she said because she can't be here, to Sherry about her mom. I'm broken to hear about Miss Gloria's passing. This world feels a little dimmer without her. Creativity and incredible stories she wove, both in words and in life. Miss Gloria had such a rare gift. She could turn the ordinary into extraordinary, breathing magic into every conversation, every situation, in every room she entered. From a young age, Miss Gloria inspired me to want to be a storyteller. My daughter just graduated with her PhD in creative writing. She's going to be a writer, and Miss Gloria's a big part of that. I will always remember the energy and the passion she embodied through her stories, like the time she came to my classroom and enacted the tale, One on the Day You Were Born. Y'all already heard about that. She did that many times, and it was wonderful. As a child, her storytelling sparked my imagination, teaching me that the world is full of wonder, history, and voices waiting to be heard. She showed me that stories were just something that weren't something just to be read in books, but to be lived in the way we walk through life, in the way we express and carry ourselves, and in the people we meet. Because of Miss Gloria, I wanted to tell my own stories, to live confidently, and to embrace the weird and wonderful corners of the world without hesitation. Her storytelling wasn't just an art, it was a force that pulled people in, made them see the world more vibrantly, and left them richer for having listened. In an age where screens and social media constantly pull at our attention, Miss Gloria's presence was a great reminder that memorable moments together can be more creative than anything happening online. The years of holidays, such as Thanksgiving, New Year's meals, trips, and meetups, where Miss Gloria filled those moments with laughter, wisdom, and connection, will forever be impactful memories for me. And I want to thank you for sharing both your wonderful parents with my family. It's hard to imagine a world without Miss Gloria's spark, but I hope you can take comfort in knowing how deeply she impacted those lucky enough to know her. That's all of us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is also Gloria. I'm her niece. Mary Ellen Dawkins is my mother. I didn't plan to speak, so I don't have anything written down, but I don't need to write. If you ever met her, you would never forget her. And she would call me and tell me all these things she was doing, planting, and she loved the nature of being at home. When my children were smaller, I have 2 boys. I had come home from work. My husband was at work his hours. And I was cooking dinner and helping Ryan with his homework. And in the middle of that, I just stopped. And I went and picked up the phone. I called her. I'm not sure why. And for a minute, she didn't answer. She said, hello. I said, hey. Silence. Next thing I heard, you are cosmic. I just said your entire name not 30 seconds ago. And here you are. That's the kind of connection we shared. I also shared Sherry and Uncle Lester. Welcomed me in their home. And I lived there for a few years. And we never lost the bond or the connection that made life so special. She could find anything that you were doing, talking about, so very special. And I told her, I said, you know, you're planting seeds all over the place, everywhere you go. You're planting seeds of growth, love. She would say, I just know love. She was an inspiration to our family. every Thanksgiving, after we'd all eaten, she'd stand up and reiterate how lucky and thankful we should be. And then she'd make us all dance or sing or do a poem, anything. I had the same feeling when my father passed away. How in the world, what am I going to do without her? What am I going to do? She was my second mother. She was gracious and kind, loving. She gave me so much. And Sherry, thank you for sharing your mother with me. She will always be with me, and I will always be with you. Thank you. Thank you. Always here. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Janelle, and Lady Gloria, I used to call her Mama Gloria because that was my mother's name. And it's like losing two moms, because I just lost mine last year, and now I lost Mama Gloria. But, you know, she, I was cosmic, I was Wonder Woman, the frequency, and most importantly, she loved my essence. And I would be like, I love yours too. And we would just crack each other up, because I would go to Sherry's house and groom her dog, and she would just tell me, I just love your essence. I'm like, no, I love your essence. And we would go back and forth, and then we just bust out laughing. But Lady Gloria, she was always a teacher, always teaching. I've learned about language consciousness and sky watching, and you know, even with her dementia or whatever, it was like, it never seemed that way to me, because she always knew what she was talking about. She always knew who she was. You know, nothing stopped her. You know, she always had that inner joy about her, and it was so contagious, you know. You couldn't help but be open to receive it, you know. I remember when the minister asked, you know, what's the one thing about my mom that I miss? And I could say the same thing about Mama Gloria. She was a blessing to the world, a massive blessing, and we will all be grateful to receive it. Sherry, you did good with both of them, Mom and Dad. You know, you are an inspiration, and you got it from both of them. You did them proud, and they will always be with you. Don't ever think they're going to leave you alone, honey. That's not happening. They got your back 24/7, and we got your back as well. Thank you.
My name is Athena, and I knew Lady Gloria for a little bit over 20 years. And what I'd like to do is a prayer for Sherry and the amazing women in this room. And maybe a little bit about like our heart and like moving forward. So I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. I never do, and I'll try to keep it in English. So this is what I know. I know that God is all there is, that God is right here, that God is Sherry, that God is Lady Gloria, that God is every being in this room, that God is community, that God is love, that this is a shining example of community. This is amazement. God is. I am peace, I am flow, I am ease, I am divine conduit, I am all that there is. I am the Alpha, I am the Omega, I am ease, I am heart, I am understanding, I am transmission, I'm floating. I'm floating through the cosmos. I am amazing. I am free. I am happy. I am joy. And this is what I know for each and every one of us, that this tribe right here is amazing, that this is an example of love and fortitude and community, that this woman shone her light on so many people is an amazing gift, and that we could all aspire to be at that level. And amazing. I know for Sherry and those of us that are still here that we have what we need to move forward, that we have everything, the money, the friends, the guidance, the time, the peace, the fortitude to get up and keep moving, even when we don't want to. There will be times when the sadness and the thickness of this reality will make us feel like we don't want to move. We don't want to get out of bed, but out of bed we will get. And we are going to go out and continue to make this place an amazing place where we are, all of us, every person in here, an example of amazing way showerness. And I know that those of us that are experiencing this huge amount of grief, that we be kind to our heart and that we transmute it, and that we do whatever it is, a bath, a walk, a jog, whatever, travel, that, and that it shows up in a magic way, in a way that we have no idea. Because now it's time. It's time for this woman right here and all the amazing women that are here to live our lives and to be honored and to be rewarded and to keep moving forward and to have all those tools that we can do it and that we can help one another. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this place and for this container and for these women. These are extraordinary, interdimensional, transdimensional women that were brought here to do these amazing things. And we will do more. And Sherry will do more. And she will have all the resources that she needs. We will all have all the resources that we need. And the center will have all the resources that it needs. Grateful, 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 grateful beyond time and measure for every person that had the courage to come here, to open their heart and to open their mind and to receive that which is being, because there is a transmission right here. There's a transmission of love and light. And I release these words into law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of God, Lady Gloria, and all that there is. And so it is.
Good afternoon. This has been a beautiful celebration so far, and I'm looking at you, the minister. Thank you. Recognize you. God bless you, Pastor. And she's ready to get up here, so I'm going to be getting out the way. But it's just so good to be a part of this family. I'm part of the family pastor for their reunions, and I appreciate being a part of this family. I've been running. Thursday I was in a funeral. Yesterday I was in Charlotte in a funeral. Today I've been in 2 funerals because of that one and this one. But my body is tired, but the food smells so good. I wish I could stay, but I need to go eat. But anyway, we go to sleep. Anyway, this woman that we're celebrating should make all of us kind of feel guilty as we leave here. Because most of us, if you were around her, found out you had some unfinished business. So she talked about my dad and his ministry, and she loved old people. She respected people. So many people have not respected old people like we need to. Unfinished business. Apologize, respect old people, because you won't have that opportunity very long. We're all getting old. But I thank God for our daughter, Sherry. You see one, you see the other a lot of times. You've been a good girl, taking care of your mama. Thank God for you. And that good sister over there, y'all are something else. This family is so sweet. And Forrest, you've been hanging in there with them. They love that man, don't they? Oldest man in the family now. Well, I was just thinking about how in school she taught us. Gave us some education. Taught us to talk with dignity. Express yourself, say things right. And she told me I needed to write a book because of the stuff I've done and been involved in. And she listened to me on the radio. I've been on WMIT for many years, 46 years on my air straight. Write a book, sing, record something, and I haven't done it yet. And I'm getting old. Well, I've gotten old. My birthday's coming up on the 20th of this month. Spring sprang and I sprung. And I'll be 77 years old, so I'm getting old enough that I need to do what I'm going to do because I'm 23 years from 100. And so when you get that old, if you haven't done your business, you need to get on it. So I'm going to have to get on it some kind of way. But I want to thank God for this woman of God. She said, when I think about your daddy, I think about enthusiasm, enthusiastic. He made you exciting. And she was an exciting woman. I liked the way she treated everybody. And she would wear things and do things and just so excited. And her life was so exemplary of good. I never heard a bad word out of her. I saw a bad anything out of her, except the other day when she did draw a walking stick back at dinner right there in Weaverville. Oh, is that him? She took that walking stick, but she was just carrying on, But it's just a blessing to see people still enthusiastic when they get old. And if my dad had been around, she probably would have had him here singing that Fly Away song he used to sing. Let me just hit one little note. Some glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. And then he would hold like this. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, oh, I'll fly away. Yeah, love you.
Are you going to say something now? You're going to say something right now. I thought you were going to say something later. You're going to say something right now and something later. All right, we got it down now. Come on up.
My mama told me to do that. Anytime I stood up in front of anybody, she said, you hold that space first, and you look at the people who are there.
So I'm looking at you, and I'm honoring you. And I'm in gratitude for you being here, because I know my mom, in each person here, she gave a gift. Whether or not you were able to receive it, recognize it, she gave that gift. That's what she did. Yeah. You know, as she got toward the end, if you've ever been there when someone is passing, they know it on some level. They know. And there's that veil, you know, where they see things and are aware of things that we're not aware of. And she did that a few times over a couple, 3 days. And there was one time when she was just looking, like she was in her bed, and you know, there was a bathroom door and like 2 bathroom doors, and she could look through into the kitchen, and she'd lean over and she'd look. And she'd look, and I said, Mama, what do you see? Each time I was hoping she wouldn't say Daddy or Mother, you know, because you know what that means, right? I said, what do you see? And she said, I see the earth. And I said, Mama, what does the earth look like? She said, it's green, and it's blue, and it's purple. And I said, well, what does that mean? She said, it means love. That's what it means. And she said that so often. I'd say, Mom, what are you thinking about? Love. I'd say, Mom, any other time, what's on your mind? Love. That's what she was. She was love. And it didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter if you gave her the time of day. It didn't matter what you said or what you didn't say. It didn't matter what you looked like. It didn't matter what you smelled like. It didn't matter. She saw in each and every person love. That's just who she was. She walked that way. And she practiced it, because you know what? It is a practice, loving. It's a practice. And so often, you know, we fall short. But she set the example. She did that. And she was unconditional in it. I can guarantee you that she was unconditional. She told me many years ago that her practice and her mission was zero judgment, zero criticism. That was her practice. So you never, ever, in her later years, I'm sure, heard her talk about anybody, heard her gossip, heard her speak poorly. She never did it because she held that standard for herself. And I wondered, you know, how did I get so lucky that I had somebody who had that as her mission? I got to see that and experience that in her. That was just beautiful. It's just unbelievable. And I hope that everybody gets to have that in their life. I really do. There were so many gifts that she gave me. So many. She gave me an ability to stand up and talk to people and be with people. She gave me the ability to be with all kinds of people, all races of people, all religions, and see the oneness of it all, because she didn't separate herself from anybody, ever. And she took her time to express that to each individual in whatever way. And I can remember, I'd be a part of groups sometimes, and I'd call myself connecting with people, and I'd be talking to somebody, and they say, "Oh, is your mama here? Let me go see your mama." Okay, but what about me? And I'd be in the same group, and somebody'd say, "Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Is your mama here?" She was just like that. And so many people need that, somebody who sees the highest and the best in them, because they may or may not have gotten that ever in their life. I learned that. I didn't know that really, honestly. In the beginning, I didn't know that. But she showed me that, and if I could be just a fraction of who she was, then I will be happy about that, because she was just life and love out-pictured. Okay? Out-pictured. That's what she is. That's what she is. And I see so many people here who came from a distance to honor her and whatever impact that she had. And those people are special to me. My family, my friends, neighbors, community people. I just am so grateful for all of you. And you're all precious to me. And I hope that whatever she was to you, that you'll take that and you'll internalize it and just show up in a way that is without limit in whatever area that you choose. Because we're each here with a gift. All of us have a gift. We don't have to be exactly like her, but whatever our love is, our passion, our interest, whatever we're here to give, that we do that in a way that is exemplary. If my job is to drive across town and share something about our city, to do that, if that's my passion, that's what we do. That's not my passion, but I'm just giving you an example. If it's to grow a garden, do that. Because we're each here to fill a spot, and it needs all of that. That's the tapestry that we create. Each of us is a thread that's woven in this tapestry of life, and that is the oneness. And she was an appreciator of all that. That's what she was. She was an appreciator of everything and everybody. That's what she was, and that's what people felt. So I give thanks to my mama. I give thanks to everything that she was, everything that she dreamed of, every passion that she had. And that beauty that she just held inside. Because you know what? You really can't give that if you are not that. Okay? If you are not that, you can't give it. You just cannot. As above, so below. As within, so without. And what she was is that light that everybody could recognize. And you could either receive it or not. And I am grateful that everybody here experienced her and that she loved you each. She loved greatly. and she was loved greatly in return. And for those people who are experiencing this live on the live stream right now, thank you for wanting to plug in and be a part of this. From Germany to Barbados to Columbia, South Carolina, these are people who wanted to be a part of this. And I give thanks to you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let me say one thing too. I had a whole lot of help. I had so much help. It's unbelievable because I was in that space where I couldn't think, I couldn't focus, I couldn't do anything, without help. And there are people who helped me write, the obituary and helped me figure out the program, and people who are helping with the meal, and you know what? Haywood Street as well, Methodist Church. They supported us with the catering, with the videographer, and so many other things, the programs that you're seeing. They supported with that. I am so grateful. And everybody here at the center who brought these chairs all in here, who created the space all over this building, the tables in the Waterhouse Social Hall, and created what are those cones called out in the parking lot, who did all of that, did the PowerPoint and the sound, and Amy and helping with everything. I'm appreciative of all of it. So, and I'll say it again later, but anyway, I just want to say that now. But anyway, you're in my heart. You're in her heart. I know she's here right now, soaring, as she would say when my daddy left, that she's soaring right now. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your mom.
Indeed. Thank you. And I know Amy's going to do something too.
I think right now we have a special song that Gloria's sister is going to do with Amy. Is that right? Yes. All right. You're in for a treat.
It's going to be very special. I'm another one. I thought I was only Superwoman.
Lives her leaf
just wanted to say one more thing. My mom was a great appreciator of nature, okay? And every day that we would go out, she'd say, Sherry, look at the sky. Look at the mountains. Look at those trees, Sherry. She loved trees. And anybody who knew her, that had a conversation with her, she knew, or they knew, that she loved trees. And she had learned the poem that my aunt just sang and Amy accompanied her with in the 5th grade, called Trees by Arnold Joyce Palmer. So I thought it only fitting that that be sung today, and with my aunt singing it. So, yeah. And my mother loved this city. She'd say, Sherry, I love Asheville. She loved this city. I love Asheville. I love this town. She said that every day. So she just loved this town like she loved people and she loved life. So that's just an example of who she was. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you all for the sharing. I always feel so blessed when I get to do one of these celebrations of life, because I get to know the very, very best of what humanity has to offer. And certainly Lady Gloria is a fine example of that. Like the rest of you, when I grow up, I want to be like Lady Gloria. As we prepare to go outside to spread flowers in the creek and release the white doves, I invite you to consider that this is also a time of forgiveness and letting go. Forgive yourself for the phone call you didn't make, the time you did not go to visit, the things you wish you would have said to her but didn't, because Gloria knows it all in her heart, and all she holds for you in her spirit is love. Forgiveness is simply a return to love, and she knew that. I also remind you to be present and available to support each other and Gloria's loved ones in these coming months in the tenderness of your loss and grief. Don't try to fix it or take away the experience, but be there to witness one another through it and to be present to welcome each other to the other side of grief. And as we bless Lady Gloria on her journey, take a moment in silence to go within and say to her whatever it is that you wish to say to her in letting her go. And I invite each of you to reflect on what you love and will miss most about Lady Gloria. Consider the gifts of spirit that she has brought to your life and how you will express those gifts now in your own life in remembrance of her. Carry the light and joy of her gift to you into your life and express it in and through and as your life as a way for Gloria to touch the lives that you touch. And now take a moment in silence and consider and accept her gifts to you. Let us pray. Lady Gloria, we thank you for all you've given in this life, and in the silence we release you into the light and the love of spirit, knowing that your journey home is glorious and sweet. Mother, Father, God, Spirit, please take beloved Gloria into your peaceful embrace. And please take our pain and replace it with love and light and peace. May we each then shine forth as love and light and peace. May the light and the love of Spirit illuminate our hearts and minds and set us free to love and laugh and remember Gloria with joy. With gratitude, we release Lady Gloria from the bonds of earth. Blessings on your journey, Gloria. Blessings on your journey home. And so it is. Amen. And so I now invite you all, actually, a quick change. I'm going to give you some instructions for what we do outside. But before you get up, stay seated. Sherry wanted a picture of this beauty. You know, I often say this on Sunday. I wish you all could see what I see every Sunday because it's beautiful. We're going to capture that so you can see what you look like. So stay there. We're going to have Judith take a few pictures so that we have this. And we can see all the energy and joy and all the cosmic wonder men and women, right? Remember who you are. You're cosmic. Your frequency is powerful. We're wonder people. And while she's taking these pictures, I'm going to invite us to move outside through either the main door. If you have difficulty with steps, go through that door over there. And you can go down the ramp instead of taking steps. And we're going to go out toward the creek bank, and you'll see a couple of people waving you forward, and you'll see there's an area sectioned off that we have deemed safe. You need to stay behind the rope, please, so that that is safe, and that's where you'll throw your flowers. And you're going to need to get your baseball arm out because you're going to have to really heft it, okay, to get it over there. And that will be followed by the release of the white doves. And after that, we invite you for repast in the Waterhouse Social Hall, which is just across the lobby from here. And through that room is the Pisgah Forest Hall, where we have additional seating. All the food will be gotten in the social hall, but there is additional seating further on. You'll notice in both rooms that the whiteboards have been covered with big white paper, and there are markers there. We invite you to write what you would like to write about Gloria on those papers, and then we're going to roll them up and give them to Sherry so that she can savor them later. Okay. So are we... Someone's waving. Yes. Hi.
The white doves are up here. So I was wondering if you all wanted to do that before you go down?
The white doves are up.
They're outside the door here in the grass area.
Okay, Sherry, you want to do the white doves before the flowers, or the flowers and then the white doves?
Come back up, that's fine. But
I would like to do the flower release first, and then the white doves, and then we'll come back in here.
Okay. Sherry is saying she would prefer to do the flower release first, and then the doves, and then back in here for the repast. Okay? All right? Thank you so much, all of you, for being here, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. I appreciate it.